There are many attractions at Magic Kingdom that have the option to use Disney's FastPass Plus service. For those who do not know, every ticket holder has the ability to book up to 3 advanced reservations for attractions in a park they are visiting. After those 3 are used, the ticket holder also has the ability to make 1 reservation at a time for the remainder of the day, time and availability permitting. I thought we would take a look at all the FastPass Plus options and see which ones are worth it and which are fine without. We will take a look at each individually and I'll give you my thoughts. I tried to use an unbiased look at the attractions and historically what I have seen with these attractions. Let's get started. Mickey Mouse Meet and Greet in Town Square. It is almost a must-do to meet Mickey Mouse on any Walt Disney World vacation. If you don't happen to have a character dining experience to meet Mickey, or you would just like to meet him at Magic Kingdom, I don't think you'll have any trouble. Disney uses their magic to ensure that the wait times for Mickey Mouse rarely get out of control. Just be careful of certain peak times, but other than that, you should have no problem seeing the main man without a FastPass Plus reservation. The only thing I will say is that this meet and greet is located as soon as you enter the park, and getting back to it down Main Street as a special trip may tend to be quite an adventure, and maybe not the best use of your time. Tinkerbell Meet and Greet in Town Square. As with Mickey Mouse, there shouldn't be a need for a FastPass Plus reservation for Tinkerbell, unless your little fairy has this on their list of must-dos, and you don't want a chance missing out. As a rule though, you can skip the FastPass Plus for Tink. Princess Fairy Tale Hall in Fantasyland. At one point this location was hopping, with Anna and Elsa taking residence, but since their move to Epcot, there isn't much stress at this meet and greet either. The princesses constantly change in Princess Fairy Tale Hall, where the last time I checked had on one side Cinderella and Elena of Avalor, and on the other Rapunzel and Tiana. As I said, this changes a lot, and unless your little princess's vacation will be made or broken by meeting one of these princesses, I think the FastPass Plus is not warranted. While you may have noticed a trend with the meet and greet locations, Ariel's Grotto is a bit different. Her line is consistently full, and if meeting Ariel is important to you or anyone in your party, then a FastPass Plus reservation may be a good idea. Not quite sure if it's due to her overall popularity or some other factor, but the only time we've been able to meet Ariel in a reasonable amount of time is with a FastPass. The Magic Carpets of Aladdin. This attraction is much like Dumbo, but you are flying on a magic carpet as you go up and down, lean forward and backward, and occasionally dodge spitting camels. The queue for this attraction is covered, but can get rather warm. This attraction is one of those that has its moments. Sometimes it's completely packed, and others you can almost walk right on. For this reason, I don't believe that a FastPass is warranted. This attraction may be good to kill time while you wait for your FastPass reservation at Jungle Cruise. Jungle Cruise in Adventureland. I am a big fan of Jungle Cruise, and personally think that it is an attraction that cannot be missed during your visit to Magic Kingdom. For that reason, and the fact that the queue can be insanely long, with switchback after switchback, and can be extremely hot, I suggest a FastPass Plus reservation for this attraction. There have been improvements made to the queue that help with the temperature a bit, but it still feels like it takes forever to get through. Another plus for using Jungle Cruise as one of your FastPass Plus reservations is that all the other attractions in Adventureland will be fine without a FastPass. And since the system makes you put almost an hour between your FastPass Plus reservations, it means you can work in the other attractions in Adventureland around the time of your reservation, and not have to double back or waste unnecessary time waiting for your next FastPass reservation. Pirates of the Caribbean in Adventureland. Here are a few reasons why I don't feel it's necessary to get a FastPass Plus reservation for Pirates of the Caribbean. First, the queue is cool, and a great way to get a break from the heat and the sun of Central Florida, especially in the summer. The other reason may seem silly, but of all the attractions at Walt Disney World, Pirates seems to be the one that has technical difficulties more than any other. This attraction seems to break down a lot. If you have ever been evacuated from an attraction, it was probably Pirates. For that reason, one of my FastPass Plus reservations is too important to risk on this attraction. Splash Mountain in Frontierland. Full disclosure that no one in the Theme Park Brothers family has ever been on this attraction. I can tell you by looking at wait times and visually seeing how long the queue is for that attraction, this should be one of your FastPass Plus reservations, if it is something you're interested in doing. Either that, or this may be where you need to head first thing when the park opens. I'm sure the viewers can add more to this by commenting below, but I would say if you have to do this attraction, then snag a FastPass Plus. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad in Frontierland. There have been improvements to this queue as well to make it a little more bearable, so I don't believe that it is necessary to have the FastPass Plus reservation for this attraction. Don't get me wrong, you may be in a line for quite a while for this attraction, but in my experience I've not seen it get completely out of control. Again, maybe a good idea to start in Frontierland first thing in the morning and knock out Splash Mountain and Big Thunder Mountain Railroad so that you don't need to burn a FastPass Plus on either one, and you can knock out most of Frontierland early. I can tell you from experience as a cast member in Frontierland that if you can stay as far away from that land in the afternoon to early evening, the better off you will be. The sun is piercing at that time. Haunted Mansion in Liberty Square. By far my favorite attraction, not only at Magic Kingdom, but at Walt Disney World. If we are visiting for just a few hours, I always get a FastPass for this attraction because I do not want to miss it. Having said that, it may not be necessary to grab the FastPass Plus reservation for this attraction, and better yet, you are able to add additional FastPass Plus reservations after you have used your 3 for the day, and this attraction would be perfect for that. Usually not an attraction where all the FastPass reservations are used up. You may be able to snag one for the evening on the same day. Mickey's PhilharMagic in Fantasyland. Okay, I cannot stress this enough. Do not use your FastPass Plus reservation on Mickey's PhilharMagic. Just don't. No, don't. Not that the attraction is bad. It's not. I love this attraction. But why in the world would you use a FastPass Plus just to go into a holding area with everyone else and wait for the show to begin? During certain times of the day, especially evening, you can walk right in and enjoy this attraction. Don't do it. Peter Pan's Flight in Fantasyland. Here's the story with Peter Pan's Flight. A few years ago, I would have said that you absolutely need to use a FastPass Plus reservation on this attraction. The queue was boring, and at any time of day, the wait time was ridiculous for an attraction that I believe is just over 2 minutes long. Disney has since updated the queue and added some pretty cool things, so that it is a little more interesting than looking at the person in front of you for 45 minutes. Now, I think that waiting for Peter Pan's Flight can be quite a pain, but I also feel that the queue needs to be seen, so I suggest not using a FastPass Plus on Peter Pan and just picking a time where the wait time is not ridiculously long, possibly during parades or fireworks if you aren't into that kind of thing. It's a Small World in Fantasyland. Here's another example of an attraction that has two faces. At certain times of the day, it is horribly long wait, and other times you can walk right on. Most times that I have walked right on have been in the evening, when everyone else has already had their chance to ride. Fantasyland attractions seem to be much better to ride in the evening, if your kids can make it, because most can't. By evening, most of the families with kids have planted themselves for the fireworks, or have fled the park completely for the comforts of the resort. Enchanted Tales with Belle, Fantasyland. Most times I will tell you to stay away from using a FastPass Plus on a show, but Enchanted Tales with Belle is not a normal show. This is an experience that should not be missed and is very, very popular. I think it is not only important to secure a FastPass Plus reservation for this attraction, but it is important to secure it early. I've seen many days where this attraction has no reservations available. If you have small children, I think it is extremely important to snag this one. With a live-action version of Beauty and the Beast, the popularity of this attraction will only increase. Under the Sea, Journey of the Little Mermaid, Fantasyland. I will not go too much into this other than to say that it is a continuously loading Omnimover attraction that keeps the line flowing. The queue is covered, and in most parts inside and air-conditioned. There are times when the wait times can get rather long for this attraction, but pick your moments and you'll be fine. No need for a FastPass Plus here. Mad Tea Party, Fantasyland. Mad Tea Party, or the Teacups as we always call it, is a fun attraction, but one that has no need for a FastPass Plus reservation. There can be quite a wait at times, but other times you can be on within a few spins of the attraction. The location of Mad Tea Party also lends itself to be checked on many times throughout the day for a more convenient time. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Fantasyland. This is one of the attractions that, like Enchanted Tales with Belle, needs to have a FastPass Plus reservation secured well in advance of the day you are visiting Magic Kingdom. Rarely have I seen the standby shorter than 70 minutes, and I think that this attraction should not be missed. A new addition to Magic Kingdom with New Fantasyland, the appeal of this attraction is still very strong. I think it is safe to say that its popularity will continue and that a FastPass Plus for it is a must. The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, Fantasyland. This is a very popular attraction with the little ones. This was a go-to for us when Cameron was younger. There always seems to be a long line for this attraction, and even though there are interactive elements added to the queue that we like to call Winnie the Queue, it still does not make waiting in the line made up of primarily toddlers much more enjoyable. This would be a great use of a FastPass Plus if you are traveling with young children. The Barnstormer in Storybook Circus. If you have a little one that would enjoy this attraction, I say that it may be a necessity. While the attraction does not last very long, the loading process seems to be a bit tedious. You are dealing with very young children and ensuring their safety on a roller coaster. The line for this attraction most times is a crawl, and I will say that the queue is mainly out in the elements, and that the sun will seem to make the wait even longer. My suggestion is that if this attraction is a must-do, you must FastPass Plus it. Dumbo the Flying Elephant, Storybook Circus. Before New Fantasyland and the new Storybook Circus, Dumbo sat right in the middle of Fantasyland, and the queue was basically a tin roof that only enhanced the heat for this must-do attraction. Now, however, the queue has made a complete 360-degree turn, pun intended. You now can go into the big top in an air-conditioned play area so that your children can play and you can relax as you wait for your turn to ride the attraction. Sometimes Cameron just wants to play in the play area and not even ride the attraction. With a queue this fun, I think that using a FastPass Plus to skip this would be a waste. No longer do we need to dread the wait at Dumbo. On top of all of that, Disney added a second Dumbo, so it now has twice the capacity. Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, Tomorrowland. I wouldn't say that I'm as adamant against a FastPass Plus for this attraction as I am for Mickey's PhilharMagic, but I still discourage it. This attraction can be quite a wait, but honestly, you're going to wait just as long with that FastPass Plus reservation. The reward of having it is very minimal. Tomorrowland Speedway, Tomorrowland. We happen to have two boys, and there's not a whole lot to excite little boys at Magic Kingdom, but driving a car is one of them. The queue for this attraction is not fun, and any way that it can be shortened should be taken. It is hot, and you smell the exhaust from the cars the entire time, as well as the loud roar. The smells and sounds are enough to give you an instant headache. Not very magical while you wait. It is worth it to see the kids' faces as they enjoy the attraction, but honestly, either grab a FastPass Plus reservation for this attraction if you have young children, or maybe snag this as one of your extras after you use your first three, as I suggested with the Haunted Mansion. Space Mountain in Tomorrowland. Space Mountain is very popular, and if roller coasters are your thing, I believe that this is a must FastPass situation. The standby is almost always long, and even if you happen to be there at a time when it's not, you can always get two rides in. For those who love this attraction, I know that the more times through, the better. Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin, Tomorrowland. With our family, this one is non-negotiable. This is a must-have. Tomorrowland in general seems to be constantly packed, and even the FastPass Plus line for this attraction gets backed up sometimes. And if you need proof of why this is a good idea, then just go through the standby line and listen to the drum beats, alarms, and other sounds, as well as the flashing red lights, and tell me that it would not be worth it to speed that process up. Even though Disney has turned down the audio in the queue, it is still extremely obnoxious and can send you into sensory overload. There you have it, all the attractions at Magic Kingdom that have the FastPass Plus option, and my feelings on which ones are worth snatching up. If you agree or disagree with any of my selections or have more tips and tricks regarding FastPass Plus at Magic Kingdom, be sure to comment below. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, be sure to give us a thumbs up, and we would love it if you would subscribe to not miss any future episodes. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you real soon.